Good morning, Acting Prime Minister of the People's Republic of Algeria, my brothers, Prime Ministers Mitchell and Prime Minister Drew, our elder, President Obasanjo, Baba, as we familiarly call him, and my dear brother, Professor Orama, who really is the glue that has brought us all together for these continued efforts to forge what must be, as President Obasanjo outlined, our commitment to build global Africa. I apologize for my voice this morning, but I really want to engage and to say how honored we are as representatives of the diaspora to be in Algiers this morning, because it is now a historic, economic, and moral imperative for those of us who lead in this highly divided and challenging world at this point in time to find unity of purpose in spite of the variations in geography that confront us. We have been talking for too long. And when we leave Algiers, we go on to Addis Ababa for the second CARICOM Africa Union Summit. The first one having taken place a few years ago virtually, this one being the first in-person encounter after centuries of separation between the peoples of the diaspora and the people of Africa. And we've come to this moment recognizing that while for the last century, and certainly since the Battle of Adwa and the development of the Pan-African movement, we have understood the sentiment that binds us. We have expressed it. We have worked together in corridors of resistance. And this country, more than most, has accommodated those who wanted the space and time to be able to express themselves in pursuit of claiming their own destiny and forging it in their own image. And it is therefore appropriate that I speak to you from these halls today and go on to Adwa tomorrow to continue the conversation. President Obasanjo left us with a very clear understanding that what confronts us is the need for a comprehensive resetting from an economic perspective, from a cultural perspective, from a technological perspective, from language even. For we have been indoctrinated for centuries to believe that one race is inferior and one race is superior. I commend those here to watch the movie Origin by that American acclaimed director Ava DuVernay, that speaks to the commonalities with respect to caste that would cause humanity or aspects of humanity to treat one race superior and one inferior, one caste superior and one inferior. But the reality is that the greatest antidote comes probably through our economic partnerships. Because in today's world, people follow the money. Straight and simple. And we have now to move from just simply the claiming of bonds and familial ties to building the institutional framework and to creating the opportunities for trade and investment, for cultural exchange, for connectivity in a more structured way than we have ever done. The conversations and the rhetoric are simply not enough. And I pray that when we leave Africa this weekend, that we will reach an agreement on an institutional framework that will allow us to move to a different level. The concept of the Global Commission of Africa is important because if we were to simply harness the power of Africa globally, it would become a phenomenal force that could be ignored by no civilization or no country on the planet Earth. And we know this because when we speak of India, we speak of in excess of over 800 ethnicities. But we speak of one country. When we speak of China, we speak of over 250 ethnicities, but we speak of one country. And if we were to look within Africa itself, within Nigeria, you are speaking of over 300 ethnicities, even though most people only know the first four: Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo. When we speak of Ethiopia, the same applies. So what is it that stops us from claiming the global diaspora and acting accordingly in the same way that India and China have so done? I do not intend to be long this morning, but I leave you with that because President Obasanjo made the vital point that it is in the reassembling of our heritage and power as African people that we can truly reach where we need to reach on our terms in circumstances where we have designed what it is we want to build. And it is ironic because I wish my brother, Prime Minister Philip Pierre, was here, because St. Lucia produced a global citizen with Caribbean roots, and that is, in fact, the theme that we use for the greatest cultural exposition that we just concluded on Sunday in Barbados, Carifesta 15. But St. Lucia produced a Nobel Prize winner by the name of Derek Walcott, whose contribution to literature is heralded across the world. And there is a quote that has been used multiple times by Caribbean leaders before myself that is appropriate today. Break a vase, and the love that reassembles the fragments is stronger than the love which took its symmetry for granted when it was whole. Break a vase, and the love that reassembles the fragments is stronger than that love which took its symmetry for granted when it was whole. My friends, across the Caribbean and Africa, we are the reassemblers. Colonization shattered our vessels of sovereignty, of ecological harmony, of ancestral continuity. And we can choose to allow those divisions to become deeper at the very time when AI and technology threaten to deepen the divisions and widen the inequity that our people face. Or we can choose, however difficult it may be, to rise above the insular and the national conversations, to understand that if this world is not going to treat with respect to an international rules-based order, then we are going to see a consolidation of power, a consolidation of territory, and a consolidation of influence. And if that consolidation of power, of territory, and influence takes place, I ask the question, what becomes of the individual African countries and the diaspora? It is not for us to react to international circumstances. It is for us, to be firm craftsmen of the faith that we believe is ours, and to navigate in this perilous and uncertain world a future that reassembles the vase that was broken. I trust and pray that events such as these, that promote the exchange of networking to fuel trade and investment, will help to persuade those who are still doubtful that it is possible for a majestic civilization to reclaim its future and, in fact, to give the world what it needs now more than ever, the humanizing impact of what love and solidarity and justice can give. For those of us who have suffered for centuries know more than ever that without love, without solidarity, without justice, without fairness, we will not be able to make the journey of allowing the people of Africa to be the best that they can be. And to live in harmony with a planet that more than ever needs us to stand up for it. I pray that this Inter-Africa Trade Fair will create those opportunities, but more so, I pray that we leave here a little more conscious and a little more committed to doing the things that will allow President Obasanjo's dream to become a reality. The time has come for the Global Commission on Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Her Excellency Mia Amor Motley, Prime Minister of